But it's not human like type people like us that are making the decisions to do these things. It's got to be something different. No human would, decide to just do this to everybody so that I can be in power forever. No, if you don't live long enough for forever to matter, then you don't need to lust after that kind of power. I mean, who's in their 20s? It's like, oh God, I'm gonna work my way to the top and be the most powerful thing in the world. Give me a fucking break. Nobody fucking thinks that way. There are people that want to do that, but they don't do it. They don't make it. No, nobody does unless they're appointed. That's some bullshit. What's that? An airplane? I think I hear one. Force. No stars, because we're sprayed out. Yeah, maybe it was a car on the freeway. As I said, there hasn't been a lot of airplanes tonight. Weird. Okay, anyway. So there's my Morgellons Madness video. As I torch the stuff off, let me put concentration. Um, this thing gets smaller, and the condition of my joints gets better, and the calcium deposit, comes and goes. But yeah, look at this thing right here. This is where I will experience I'm trying to play guitar, right? I'm working on my song. I wanted to put out a version of it that's actually good, and so I'm practicing a lot, and I'm working on it, and I start to feel like a tension in my hand and in my arm, which is messing me up at playing chords. And this thing's extra swollen, and this seems to be where the tension radiates out of, which and it's all kind of swollen. The whole area is swollen, like fluid under my skin. Which brings me to another thing. My mom has this Kinecio wrap, if you've ever heard of that, because there's fluid under her skin, and the fucking doctor's answer to I mean, it's got to be infected fluid, otherwise you wouldn't have mass buildups of fluid under your skin. It's your body trying to flush something. That's an immune response. They've been having it for years now. Wrap it really tight with this Kinecio tape so that it squishes it out into other parts of her body. Now, I'm no freaking brain surgeon, but squishing the infected fluid under your skin just out to other parts of your body doesn't seem like a real bright idea to me. You think you'd want to do something to mitigate the infected fluid under your skin, not just distribute it evenly. I mean, and this is considered, medical advice. This is what they're having her do. They've already cut out her they killed her thyroid gland, given her hormone replacements for that, and they think they've removed one of her other glands. She's got when she was like 13. All the women in my family have major issues like that, glandular type things. And my cousin, I just found out she had her from one of her glands removed to her freaking thymus gland or some shit. I can't remember, but I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck? Obviously, our Western medical does not know how to take care of people's health. They're like, oh, well, it's your diet. You eat too much fast food. Oh, we're in these cities, and because of that, it's just a side effect of blah, 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 blah. Yeah, what the fuck ever. That's not what it is. And they know it. According to the clubbing of the fingers the doctor said that I had one of the times I went to the doctor, which I Google searched it, and I got 5 pages of lung cancer. Well, I'm not surprised. I had to blow the same little white booger out of my left nostril, every 15 seconds for 4 or 5 months while living in my van with an ozone generator running in there, and it hurt to breathe, but it made me cough, and it kept this shit coming out of my lungs. And I still have a little trouble breathing at different times now, but it has never been to that level again. whatever I blew out my nose, I blew pounds of it out of, I burned pounds of this shit off of me. There's so much vaporous smoke that comes off from taking this, burning this whatever nano fiber that, slime mold is really, I think that's a good description. The slime mold. And it grows like a second skin on top of your skin, making it thicker and then causing, the hair issues, the skin issues, the lump issues, the whatever this is issues. And I know this thing is probably way out of whack because I can't quite remember the angle that was in it. So hopefully it's not a retarded video. Yeah, anyway, my ears are starting to ring. I think those might be a plane coming. Might be a plane coming. I guess one has to fly by eventually, but what happened to the 14 planes, every 3 minutes or something like it's normally is? I guess they just don't need to fly right now. If you notice the air traffic, I mean, if you watch the sky for a month, you'll notice it that if there's an average that should be maintained of flights like jets and then smaller airplanes are different, categorize them. There's an average for them. There should be an average, and there isn't. There's ridiculous levels of flights, and then sometimes there's just stop and like for a day or two, even at times you virtually will not see one, won't hear one, and those are separate from Kimberly T. Rail's flights. They have their own schedule pattern too, which is basically anytime it's not raining hard enough to wash it out of the air, they're dumping it. As soon as real storms come in and it rains, and there's thunderclouds and whatnot, and wind, suddenly the sky is blue when the clouds break through on the other side, dark blue, just like it used to be. Wow, I guess it's and the sun is yellow, golden, and warm, just like it always used to be, not white because the frequency is changing. If the sun looks white, it's not changing frequency. It's because the atmosphere is turning the light white before it gets here from all of the white stuff in the air. Anyway, Morgellons madness. How about world madness? World. Order out of chaos. I mean, how can you have order if you don't have chaos? We need to get some order in this world, so let's go create some chaos. I've seen that it works on every scale. It works for ruling the world, and it works for crazy bitches, ruling the house. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Have you ever met people that, they get to know people or dated somebody who just like, once they established themselves, they would create argument and drama and chaos and just keep building on it and try and stress everybody out so much that they can hardly even function. And then that's their form of manipulation. It's kind of like an MK Ultra thing, right? It works from a personal relationship level for crazy people to do that. I'm not saying it's only women to do that. I'm sure there's plenty of men out there. I think it's basically narcissism. It's like we're living in a narcissist world where rank and file and order is good, and people should do everything they're told and pick on the person beneath them and accept that they're getting picked on by the person above them, and that's how the world should be, and it works that way. Everybody knows their place and stays in it. Bullshit. Anyway, I guess that's not the right definition for narcissism. Yeah, fine. Skip that last part. Alright, I'm getting out of here. Well, I'm not, but